Today I'm going to share with you my sprouted planner that I picked up from launch. But first, if you're new here, hey, my name is Lauren, and on my channel I share tools and tips to help you on your self-care journey. Sprouted Planner just launched their 2025 planners, and I picked up their weekly and another accessory to go along with. And I'm really excited about the changes that they made this year and made it to where I finally was like, okay, I will buy this one. I like, I like. And this is not sponsored. Heather did not send this to me to review. I purchased this with my own money and I am really excited to open this. I did receive it a while back. It's probably been at least a week now, maybe. And I did open it and I did look and make sure my stuff was in here, but I literally did not unwrap anything. So my planner is still intact. I haven't even flipped through. So I'm going to do that live with you on camera. And I'm really excited to finally open this and smell the paper. Let's be honest. I just want to smell the paper. Okay. All right, let's go. So I did share a story on Instagram when I got this, and Heather commented that Ace Ventura must have delivered this package because it was kind of beat up. And yes, it was a little beat up, but Heather packaged this up really well. It's got the bubble wrap, all is good inside. I got a little card that said, "Thank you, Lauren. I love this. I love when companies handwrite little messages." I got the Blue Lagoon color. Is anybody surprised? No, you are not. I love this color. I left this open on my counter, and then when my daughter came home from school, I was like, "Hey, look what I got. I got a planner. Come look at it." And she like looked at it, and then I looked at her and she took a second and I knew she was going to do it. And she was like, anytime I bring anything into my house that is this kind of color, she's like, "Mom, seriously? Another thing?" Yes, I got another thing in this color. So thank you, Heather, for using this color because it is perfect. I hope this cover never goes away. I also picked up a pack of her habit tracker sticky notes. They are on Post-it, so I'm excited to use this in conjunction, and I'll show you in a little bit how I plan to do that. This box is cute. I am a little bummed that it's broken, but it did its job. It got the planner to me. It says be intentional. I have every plan on being intentional in 2025. So let me unwrap this off camera because of the crinkling, and then we'll come back. Okay, it is out of the packaging, and I'm so excited to flip. I unwrapped these sticky notes, and these smell great. You guys, can you hear it? The flip through. Okay, I don't know how many there. Oh, it says 50 sheets, so it's 50 sticky notes on here. I'm looking forward to using this when this starts. The cover is hardcover, so very sturdy. It feels like cardstock, like a very good cardboard cover. And the coil, holy moly, this coil is thick. It is very good, very good. Not flimsy at all. It's gold. I like the little gold printed on here. And then it says Sprouted Planner over here on the back. Okay. So let's get inside. The planner, let me tell you how big this is in case you've never seen this planner before. On the website, it says the cover without the binding is 7 by 8.75. So it's not quite a 7 by 9 planner. So it's like 7 inches this way, but just a little bit shy of 9 inches this way. So if you're used to a 7 by 9 planner, you'll probably like this one. It's just a little bit shorter. I like that this front cover has an inside pocket. I cannot tell you how much I don't understand back pockets in a planner because if I stick something in the back pocket, I'm forgetting about it. I really would rather have a pocket like in the front. There have been times where I've snipped pockets from the front and stuck it in the front. Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. I've removed pockets from the back and snipped them, put them in the front of the planner because it's just more convenient for me that way. It just, I don't know, it feels more practical. So when you order a planner, which by the way, I should tell you how much this is. It is $50, and you get a stencil ruler. This is pretty cool that it's not just a bookmark, but it also is a stencil. Let's see. If I stick it, yeah, if I stick it on the very top one, and these are going to be, it's going to be a little tricky to get this on because it's not solid, but it's not that bad. There you go. It doesn't stick out too far, I like. So if you put it on the very top one, it doesn't stick out too far. Okay, so I've got a note from Heather. The paper in this planner is 80, it is 80 GSM? Not 80 GSM, 80 pound, 120 GSM. Yep, 80 pound paper. Feels nice. Hold on, let me smell, guys. That new paper. That new planner smell. Okay, this explains how to use the planner. Right here you can tell this is how the layouts look. I appreciate Heather for doing a footnote down here, letting us know where she got these definitions from. She got them from dictionary.com, y'all. And then this quote comes from Jennifer Porter, and she has the link to the article. I love someone who is that thorough, that detail oriented. And of course, even though she does have a page that says this is how to use the planner, the first thing she says on here is there are no rules, no tutorials, no how-tos. Whatever works for you, do that. Do it that way. So even though she has this, which is supposed to help guide you, do whatever the heck you want, okay? Do what you want. But I like that she has this because then it helps you understand why she made the decisions that she made when she created this layout. It says, and this is the reason why I've been carefully following this planner brand and finally made the decision I did this year with the changes that she'd made, is because of the two elements that she used in designing the planner is intention and reflection. It says it's the balance of looking back on the past, living in the present, and planning to live mindfully in the future. I've built in space for you to do just that. So I love. If you want to know more about her story, you can check it out on her website. I do believe she created this planner because she found herself in a season where someone in her family was diagnosed with, I believe, ALS, and the planners that she was using and that were on the market were very goal focused and not what she needed at the time. So she built the planner that she needed during that time, and she has created it for us now. And I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and dive in. There are a couple of pages in the beginning that are related to, I guess, getting you to figure out what your intentions are in the first place. So she has this page for figuring out your values. She's got a blurb here that gives you some instructions on how to figure out what your values are. She does have a note down here that if you need more help with this, that you can go to her website and download the guide, How to Live an Intentional Life Through Planning. So if this isn't enough for you, there's more resources on her website, which I appreciate. So you have space here to list out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. And then it tells you down here that each monthly calendar is going to have a reminder so that you schedule those things in. This is lined. I do believe this is one of the changes that she made from last year. Instead of this being like a grid box section, she designed this to now be lined. And I like. This page is the people page, and right here you're supposed to list in the grayed out part of this, which is the header. That's where you put the name of the person that's on your home team. That's what she calls it, your home team, so your people. And then in this section, which it says in the grid space, last year it used to be grid, now it's lined. So Heather needs to fix that for next year. But this is where you list out how often and how you want to invest your time with them. So she gives kind of an example of like face-to-face, weekly phone call, that kind of thing. And again, it says here that each monthly calendar is going to remind you to schedule your people in. I like that. Then you've got this page that she calls reminders. On this side, you've got the 12 boxes from January to December. It says use this area to set reminders or plan projects, note season openers, or seasonal chores. You can list those random yearly subscription renewals or things you want to do during specific seasons. Whatever things you want to plan ahead, remember, or be intentional about, list them here. I think in the past she used to have this by season, like spring, summer, fall, winter, but you could use it for the quarters. So, like quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. Or you can use it in any different way. If you want to categorize this by area of life, you could do that if you have like reminders for certain different things. And whatever it is you put here, I think it's good to note that, again, on your monthly calendar, you're going to have a reminder that says go check your reminders. So if you need, if there's something in your life that you need to be reminded of on a monthly basis to like look at and like make sure that you're revisiting. So if there's something, this is the page to put it on. This is the page to make sure you put things that like you don't want to forget that's going to happen. I like that. I really like that because so many things can like slip through the cracks. This page is called a year list. A year goes by faster than we think. What do you want to have done and experienced? So instead of having like a goals page, it's called a year list, which I like that better because then you can just, these are the list of things I kind of want to do this year. You don't have to call them goals, which sounds really big. And again, you're going to have a reminder to check this list. So anything that doesn't fit in the reminders section, you can put it down on your year list section, and you're going to be returning to these every month when you fill out your monthly view. This page is hope for the year. What are your hopes for the year ahead? So you can write like a letter to yourself. I think that would be a cool way to use that. Write like a little letter to yourself that says, you know, this is what I want for the year. This is how I want to feel at the end by the end of the year, that kind of thing. So I like that there's a space for that because that means, you know, you're verbalizing your intentions. Here's your calendar page. The calendars in here are Sunday start. I like Sunday start monthly views. My brain, for some reason, has a very hard time. Probably because of my whole life I've looked at calendars that are Sunday starts. So if I look at a Monday start calendar, it kind of throws my brain off. You have a page here for holidays and observances, something I barely ever use, but it's there for those people who like using it. This page I like. I have an idea. I might use this for tracking yoga because I already do this. I already track yoga every day and write down like how many minutes I'm practicing. I used to total it up at the end of every month and like share what the total was, but I've stopped doing that. And I actually honestly have gotten really bad about making sure I take a picture and share it on Instagram what my month is. I'm behind a couple months, so I'm sorry if you're following me over there and you haven't seen my yoga tracker in a while. I promise I will eventually update it. But this could be used for that. It could be used for tracking your sleep every day, tracking your menstrual cycle, kids' soccer, sports. If you wanted to, you could, like, if I did this specifically just for my kids' schedule, I could use like little stickers, like from Planner Kate, that are just the icons of like a soccer ball or a little band note, and stick those in on the coordinating dates. And then you can kind of just open up and see what the schedule is all in one spot. That would be a cool way to do it. You can use this for like birthdays. I don't know. Like you could use this in so many different ways. It would be very interesting to see how people come up with ways to use this. I really like that there's this page in here because as the year goes on, you start planning things like for next year. Like, for example, when I go to my doctor's appointment in November, my annual girly checkup, then I'm going to be scheduling my appointment for the next year, but I'm not necessarily going to have my next planner yet. And then I can go ahead and mark it on here that says, okay, that way I can have this ready to go right before 2026. And I have all the dates that I already like planned ahead of time because you know you get your annual appointments and then you're every 6 months you're going to the dentist, and times me and my family, there's 6 of us all together, so that's a lot of appointments to keep track of, and having a dedicated spot for these future plans is very important to me. So I like this page. I also like that there's a 2026 calendar next to it because you know you need to have the dates. Then you've got aligned notes page spread, followed by a dot grid spread, And then this is a dot grid. And then this is new this year. It's a dashboard page, which is perfect. These are 3x3 sticky notes, post-it notes, so normal squares. So that way you kind of know how big these are. This is a little bit like this box is a little bit smaller than the 3x3, but that gives you like an idea of how big. So if I put this right up at the top, it's a little bit longer than that. So about like half the page, right? So this kind of fits good right there. That way you know, like if you have, obviously you're not going to use these on the dashboard, but regular sticky notes, like regular 3x3 sticky notes will fit. Wait a second. I don't think these are quite 3x3. So this is my regular post-it note, and I'm pretty sure these are 3x3. These are okay. These are 3x3. This is not 3x3. This is just short, shy of 3x3. This is like 2 3/4 by 2 and whatever that is. So okay, it's not 3x3 exactly. So if you have a regular sticky note, it'll be fine right there. It would even be fine right here. Okay, there we go. Now I know it's not exactly 3x3. These, but you've got, this is blank. This is a grid space. This is a dot grid space, line space, and then like something you can write a header and then lines. And this page is a little bit thicker than the rest of the pages. So all your tabbed pages are a little bit more thicker, like a cardstock. So if the normal pages are 80 pound, I would say this page is like 100 pound probably. Here is the monthly view. So these boxes, hang on, let me get this snap, because one of these things, yeah, this box right here fits perfectly on the whole. So you could, like, if one of these days is important and you want to kind of mark it, you could get like a highlighter and you could just like draw around it, outline it using this box. And these fit inside it too. I'm trying to see if any of these bullet points like fit in the line spacing for these, but I can't find anything that lines up perfectly in there. These already have a dot, so you wouldn't. Okay, so none of these will like line up in there. So if you wanted to do like a checklist here, this is not going to help. You would have to like draw it and then move it down a little bit, so none of these like line up exactly with these lines. That's what I was checking. I think it fits. Okay, this fits in here. These are the grid. So this section fits in there perfectly. Same thing with these circles and these circles. So these will fit in the grids. Let me see if it'll fit in these grids. Yeah, the same size grid. So if you have obviously if you have a blank space, you can make whatever you want. This first column fits good in that line spacing for those boxes. And let's see. Yeah, it's the same. This one fits good in these line spacings there too. So if you wanted to make that into some kind of a checklist, you could. And then even on these line pages, so here's a line page after. Yeah, these check boxes and these circles line up. These two, there's like small circles also. These first three will line up in those lines. And I just noticed a little tiny flag. So if you wanted to use that little teeny tiny flag to like mark one of these dates to indicate it's something, you could totally do that. Okay, so every month you got this afterwards, and sorry, that was my phone. And then, okay, that was my son. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but my kids are like allowed to come through, and he was letting me know that, oh jeez, he lost his wallet earlier, so he was letting me know he didn't find it at school. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, this weekly view I love. I love it because of the changes she made from the previous version. mostly because of this area right here was blanks. Instead of it being lined, it was blank before, and I just do not do well with blank open spaces like this over here. I don't write straight, and I don't know. So this is so clean and so neat. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You basically have room for 5. If you want to write on this last one, I guess that could be the fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you only want to write on the gray ones, there's 4 lines. But you've got space for your top 3 of the day. And she has the holidays marked over here, very small, out of the way. It's awesome. So this is what the planner looks like. And then you've got these colorful tabs, which I'm not really a fan of color in a planner, but there is no color in the planner. It's just on the tabs, and I like this this effect, especially because look, guys, like this whole thing is like just blues and greens and purples, and I love those colors. So I like it. I like it a lot. Wait, you know what I forgot to show you? Hold on. At the end of the month, you have reflection pages. So at the end of the month, there is 2 spreads of reflection. You've got review your calendar from the month, what stands out as memorable, what are you proud of, what did you struggle with, what brought you joy, what are you currently watching, reading, listening to, making, enjoying, dreaming about, what are your favorites from the month. So favorite food, meal, song, memory, purchase, place, thing that made you laugh, a spot for your intentions. I will point out that this things right here is supposed to be reminders. I think it's also, yeah, see how over here on the monthly view, it tells you to go back to those pages I talked about. It's listed as reminders. So this is kind of like something she forgot because I think she reworded this. So this is meant to be your reminders. So for the month, like what were your intentions? How did it go? What's working? What's not working? Looking forward, what are you looking forward to? What are you feeling challenged or worried about? What can you eliminate or delegate? Are there any changes you need to make? And then upcoming focus. So you can pick one of your values, your people, your things, your year that you're going to focus on, and then what's the priority. And then just like a grid spot here for whatever you want to put there. So with these sticky notes that are dated, well, they're not dated, but they're like habit trackers. What I was intending on doing is using this here on the weekly page because it makes it to where I now have some kind of a tracker that I don't have to draw in myself. But that's what I'm planning on doing there. And I think I'm going to use this grid section down here to maybe do a quick like how did the week go type thing. But I think at the end of the planner, let's see, we have some year-end reflections. So after December, hold on, I'm stuck. Okay. After December, I don't know why it's because of the way this is kind of bent right here. Let me twist it. All right, let's see. After your last reflection in December, you have a year-end reflection. Review the calendar and reflections for each month over the last year. What stands out as memorable and are significant? What are you most proud of and why? What challenged you the most? What brought you the most joy and why? In the beginning pages of this planner, you wrote your hopes for the year. Read it again. Did your hopes come to fruition? Write about it. In each monthly reflection, you listed what you struggled with. Are there reoccurring themes? Any personal insight? Review what you are feeling challenged or worried by from each month's looking forward. How did it all turn out? Write about your value based intentions this year. Did you do what you intended to do? Why not? A spot for you to list your favorites of the year, which is cool because you can go back to every month and look at all the things you did, put there for your currently, and then you can pick which one was your favorite. I like that. And then you've got some notes pages in the back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, followed by some stickers. These are dots. I think these will definitely fit in the month views. Some little icons here, some weights. What is this one? Oh, birthday cakes, celebration, money, food, medical, dental, heart, reminder, which like is like a finger pointing, and then coffee cup, or you could say it's a cup of tea. Some little, I guess, motivational stickers. Stick to the plan, feel those feelings, plan an intentional life, give yourself kindness. You get to decide. Every day is a fresh start. Do it scared. Small, consistent steps. Busy making plans. Keep going. Feel those things. And my son found his wallet, guys. So no worries. It's all good. Thank God he had my husband's debit card in there. It was in his pants pocket, which is what I had texted him about and told him, hey, did you check your pants pocket? Anyway, I'm excited about this. I cannot wait to start using this in 2025. Even though I haven't really officially locked down my system for 2025 yet, I'm pretty dang sure that this is what I'm going to be using for my weekly planner. But make sure you are subscribed if you want to see what my official lineup is going to be. I have not done a quarter 4 update yet on what my planner stack looks like at the moment because things have been happening and just life be lifing. And I do plan on updating that in the coming weeks, so it won't be before this goes out. But if you want to make sure you see that too, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to see other videos like this, also, I do like to share things like this. And I hope you like this. Let me know if you are going to be picking one of these up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.